guys, today I wanted to share a quick thought that I had about labels, and I'd be interested to see if you guys can just relate or understand what I'm trying to say in any way. Before I talk about this, I just wanted to say thank you for helping me reach 800 subscribers. That seems like a ton of subscribers to me. Like, I was honestly like shocked when I even got like 300 subscribers, but 800 is like a huge number, and I'm just so glad that I have all you guys to share my thoughts with and relate to and stuff. So thank you for subscribing, and I hope you enjoy this video. So, labels. Like, when I think about my own life and how other people have labeled me, I noticed that I've put a lot of energy into working against those labels, and I think it's because sometimes I feel like the person I'm being around others is not a good representation of how I am with by myself or with people close to me. And I also just I think that it's natural for us to want to define ourselves on our own terms and not be subject to the labels and stereotypes that other people put on us. But really, this is just sort of an uphill battle, because people are going to label you and judge you and stereotype you whether you want them to or not. And whether you're willing to admit this about yourself or not, like, we are hardwired to categorize people. So you can define yourself as being really non-judgmental and stuff, but even though you may try hard to not label and judge people, it's something that's unconsciously going on in your mind, because it's what we're hardwired to do. We, develop this ability to know whether somebody was a friend or a foe, so you can't escape from labels, and you can't escape from labeling other people, even though you may try hard not to do that, which is okay. But one thing I've noticed when getting to know somebody new is that it's most people label themselves in more popular ways, to where, like, I can understand them really easily. So, like, oh, you define yourself through your job. Like, let's say you're a doctor or a teacher or whatever. Like, some people define themselves through their occupation, and other people may define themselves through hobbies. Like, I'm a sports enthusiast, or I'm, I like to go mountain biking or whatever. And some people may define themselves through diet, like, uh, like, I'm a vegan or vegetarian or whatever. And so, like, these labels are, like, so broad that, like, I can get a gist of what you're talking about when, like, when you tell me that stuff. But I find that I label myself in a way that's so oh my god, lady, shut up. So, but when it comes to how I label myself through, like, Myers-Briggs and Enneagram, it kind of sucks, because nobody, like, ever knows what I'm talking about, and they don't care enough about those things to read about any of it and study functions, or just have a basic gist of what those letters and numbers may mean. And I think part of me wants you to care enough about me to, like, read up on what an INFJ is, and what a type 4 is, and what it means to be an SO/SX instinctual variant. And because when I give you that information about me, I'm giving you so much more than just my occupation and hobby. Like, I'm basically giving you information that will unlock so much information about me. And as an INFJ, that's like really important to me, because there's nothing in my life where I've felt like the label has really described who I am. And then when I come across these like personality theories, it's like, wow, like these things like put me into words in ways that I've never thought was possible. And it's why a lot of INFJs are just like initially like obsessed with MBTI when they first discover it. And I mean, not just INFJs, but a lot of types are just so like interested, like, wow, I don't feel like an alien anymore. And it's just it's such a unique feeling. And um and so yeah, it kind of sucks to label yourself in a way that nobody else will understand. But because I accept these labels as being representative because I've accepted that these labels represent like who I am, I can't help but have the same thoughts about applying these labels to somebody else. So if I'm meeting somebody new, then I'm paying attention to the functions that they're using and their basic fears and motivations, and I'm trying to build this internal map of what they could be in terms of these systems. Even though I won't like directly come out and say like, oh, you're this. It's just for my own benefit of trying to understand who they are and how I may or may not relate to them. And so I think sometimes we can get so caught up in how we see another person and how we label them and how we stereotype them that we lose sight of how they are labeling themselves and how they want to be seen. And and like, because I label myself through these systems, I tend to label other people through them. And so because somebody I might meet may label themselves in terms of diet, like I'm a vegan, then I know that they're going to be applying some type of similar label onto me, like, oh, she eats this, like she has a different diet than me. And so I think that when you stop focusing on the labels you're putting on others and become more aware of the labels that they're putting on themselves, then not only will it allow you to grow closer to them because you're respecting how they see themselves and how they want to be seen, but you're also getting a glimpse into how they're labeling you. And it's just, nobody wants to be subject to a label or a stereotype that somebody else is putting on them. So if you just learn to respect the labels that they put on themselves, then you're bound to have deeper connections with them. And I just automatically, I just have a knack for learning about people and studying personalities. So I know that if somebody was to give me their MBTI type, then it would allow me to learn so much more about them and how they work and stuff. But sometimes I just wish that MBTI and Enneagram was like taught on a wider scale, so that when I did give you that information about myself, you wouldn't have to put in a lot of work to know why that label is important to me. And so I guess the challenge for me is learning how to define myself in ways outside of personality systems. But when you feel like that's a part of who you are, then it's really hard to let that go in the midst of, you know, making new friends and helping them learn more about you. So I just wanted to share that thought. I would be interested to see what you guys have to say, and whether you relate to this or not. And thank you again for 800 subscribers, and I hope you guys have a nice day.